1 second, my life was perfect. The next, my brother destroyed my engagement with one sentence at a party. For reference, my brother Connor is 19, I am 26, and my now ex-fiance Hunter is 28. Also for reference, already mentioned in the title, but my brother was kicked out when he was 16 because our parents snooped through his phone and found out he was in gay. Connor had a birthday last weekend, so he invited his friends over and they were all 18, 22-year-olds, drinking and playing games. Hunter and I were about to head out to let them have the place to themselves when Connor asked if we wanted to join them. I initially refused, bit too old to be playing drinking games, but he insisted, and Hunter thought it'd be fun to act like college students again. We all got pretty drunk and Connor had the idea of playing Never Have I Ever. A few rounds in, the statement, "Never have I ever cheated before," came up. Now's a good time to mention that Hunter is staunchly against cheating. His ex-fiancée cheated on him and it emotionally wrecked him. And unfortunately, as a lot of dumb, immature 17-year-olds do, I cheated on my boyfriend of 5 months. It was a stupid mistake, he found out, and, understandably, ended things. This was almost a decade ago. I obviously learned my lesson, and look back at that time with shame, and obviously never cheated since. Well, my brother knows about this, so when I didn't drink, he went, "Hey sis, what the hell? You know you cheated on, insert X's name, you have to drink to that." My boyfriend paused, looked at me, looked at him, and just walked out of the room. I followed him and tried to talk to tell him that it was a stupid teenage mistake, but he wasn't having any of it and ended things on the spot. I'm numb, I'm heartbroken. He was my everything and more, and I still don't know how I'm going to move on. Connor tried to apologize, but I feel nothing but sadness and emptiness. This morning, I served him an eviction notice. He begged me to stay and said he didn't mean to ruin my relationship and he just didn't think when he said those words. I just can't look at him right now. He ruined my life. After I raised him and cared for him like he was my own, I feel so hurt. Am I being unreasonable? Update 1. All right. So after everything went down with Connor and Hunter, I've just been trying to piece myself back together. Connor's been avoiding me since I served the eviction notice, but not in a leave me alone kind of way. It's more like he's hovering around but not actually facing me. He's still in the apartment for now, sleeping on the couch because I can't even look at him without feeling this overwhelming anger and sadness. He keeps trying to talk to me, apologizing over and over about how he didn't mean to ruin everything, but I haven't responded to him beyond the basics like, "Move, you're blocking the fridge," or "Don't leave your dishes in the sink." Hunter, on the other hand, hasn't reached out at all, not even a text. He left so fast that night, and it's like he just disappeared from my life. I thought maybe he'd at least check in or ask for some kind of explanation after cooling down, but no. Nothing. It's brutal, honestly, because I keep replaying that moment in my head, trying to figure out if I could have handled it differently. Maybe if I had just told him about the cheating thing earlier, it wouldn't have felt like such a betrayal. I don't know. But here's the thing. I can't help but feel like Connor should have known better. Like, yeah, he's my brother and I love him. But why bring up something so sensitive, especially when he knows how Hunter feels about cheating? It's like he didn't think at all. And it's not just the comment, it's the context. We were all drunk playing a dumb game and he basically turned my entire life upside down with one sentence. I raised this kid. I fought for him when our parents kicked him out, gave him a place to stay, and helped him rebuild his life. And this is how he repays me? Anyway, I've been avoiding mutual friends too, because I can't deal with the questions. Everyone keeps asking why Hunter hasn't been around, and I don't have the energy to explain it. I told a couple of close friends what happened, and their reactions have been mixed. Some are saying I overreacted by kicking Connor out, while others think I should have done it sooner. One of my friends, Sarah, pointed out that maybe I'm not really mad at Connor, but at myself for not being honest with Hunter from the start. That hit a little too close to home, but I'm not ready to unpack that yet. Connor's been trying to make amends in his own way. He cleaned the entire apartment yesterday, which he never does. He also cooked dinner, though he's terrible at it, so it was basically inedible. I think he's trying to show he's sorry without actually saying the words anymore, probably because I keep shutting him down. It's hard, though, because I can see he's genuinely upset, but it doesn't change the fact that my relationship is over. And then, this morning, something weird happened. I was sitting on the couch scrolling through my phone when Connor came up and just stood there, awkwardly shifting from foot to foot. I ignored him at first, but then he blurted out, "I think I should move out for real." I didn't say anything, so he kept going. He said he's been talking to a friend who has a spare room and thinks it's better for both of us if he gives me some space. He said he feels like he's ruined everything and doesn't know how to fix it, so maybe the best thing he can do is leave. I told him I'd think about it. Honestly, I don't know what the right move is. Part of me wants to let him stay because I know he didn't intentionally try to hurt me, and he's still my brother. But the other part of me can't help but feel like I need space to heal, and having him around is just a constant reminder of everything I've lost. Later in the day, I got a text from one of Connor's friends, Matt. Apparently, Connor told him everything, and Matt wanted to reach out to say Connor feels terrible about what happened. He also mentioned that Connor never thought Hunter would react the way he did. Matt said Connor thought it was just a dumb teenage mistake and didn't realize how serious it would be for Hunter. That made me angrier, honestly. Like, how could he not realize? He's known Hunter for years now and knows how much cheating messed him up. At this point, I don't even know what I want. I thought kicking Connor out would give me some clarity, but all it's done is make me feel more isolated. I miss Hunter so much it physically hurts, and every time I think about reaching out to him, I stop myself because I don't even know what I'd say. Would he even listen? Or would it just make things worse? And then there's Connor. He's trying. I'll give him that, but it feels like too little, too late. I can't shake the feeling that he took something from me that I'll never get back. Maybe that's unfair, but it's how I feel right now. I guess I'm just stuck in this limbo, trying to figure out how to move forward. Part of me wants to forgive Connor and try to rebuild our relationship, but the other part of me feels like I need to set boundaries, even if it means pushing him out of my life for a while. And as for Hunter, I don't even know where to start. If anyone has advice, I'm open to it because honestly, I feel like I'm drowning. Update 2. So, a lot has happened since the last update, and I don't even know where to start. Connor officially moved out a few days ago. He's staying with his friend Matt for now, which is fine by me because I really needed the space. The apartment feels quiet without him, though, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. Before he left, Connor tried to have one last conversation with me. He said he wanted to explain himself and give me some context. He told me he didn't mean to hurt me or ruin my relationship. He said that when he brought up my cheating during the game, it wasn't to embarrass me or to out me as some kind of hypocrite. He said he was drunk, thought it was all in good fun, and honestly believed Hunter already knew about it. He figured it wasn't a big deal because, in his mind, it was ancient history. Hearing that kind of stung because it made me realize how little Connor understands the gravity of what he did. I told him that even if Hunter had known, it wasn't his place to air out my dirty laundry like that. I also told him that what's ancient history to him is still a sensitive subject for me. He apologized again, and I could tell he meant it, but it didn't make me feel any better. The weird part was when Connor started talking about how he feels like he's always been the one causing problems in my life. He brought up how I basically became his parent after our parents kicked him out, and how he feels like a burden even now. I didn't know what to say to that because, on one hand, I don't want him to feel like he's a burden. But on the other hand, I can't pretend this hasn't been one of the hardest weeks of my life. Anyway, after Connor left, I decided to do something I'd been avoiding. I reached out to Hunter. I sent him a text, just something simple like, "Can we talk?" He didn't reply right away, and I spent the next few hours spiraling, wondering if I'd made a mistake. Eventually, he texted back, "I need more time." I didn't push him because I get it, but it still hurt. In the meantime, I've been trying to focus on myself, which sounds so cliché, but it's true. I've been going for walks, journaling, and even started going to the gym again. It helps a little, but there's still this huge hole in my life where Hunter used to be. Then, out of nowhere, I got a call from my mom. For context, my relationship with her is complicated. She's the type who likes to swoop in and play the hero after causing most of the problems in the first place. She said she heard about what happened with Connor and wanted to check in. I didn't even ask how she found out, because I'm pretty sure Connor told her, which annoyed me, but whatever. She started with the usual guilt tripping, saying things like, "He's your brother, and family is all we have," and "You should forgive him because life is too short to hold grudges." I told her this wasn't about holding a grudge, it was about needing space to heal. She didn't seem to get it and kept pushing, saying I was being too harsh. I ended up hanging up on her because I couldn't deal with it. A few days later, Hunter finally texted me again. He said he was ready to talk, so we met up at a coffee shop. Seeing him again was rough. He looked good, which somehow made it worse because it reminded me of everything I'd lost. We talked for a while and I explained everything. How I'd cheated when I was 17, how I regretted it, and how I should have told him sooner. I told him I never kept it from him to be deceptive. I just didn't think it was relevant because it was so long ago. He listened, but didn't say much, which made me nervous. Finally, he told me that while he understands it was a stupid mistake from when I was young, the real issue for him is the dishonesty. He said he felt blindsided and like he didn't really know me because I'd hidden something so important. I tried to explain that it wasn't about hiding it, but he said it didn't matter. It felt like a betrayal regardless. Then he dropped a bombshell. He said he's been thinking a lot about our relationship and realized that this situation brought up some underlying issues he hadn't fully processed. He said he's always felt like I prioritized Connor over him, even if it wasn't intentional. He brought up how much time and energy I've spent taking care of Connor, and how it sometimes felt like I was more of a parent to my brother than a partner to him. That caught me off guard because I'd never thought about it like that. I told him that taking care of Connor wasn't something I chose. It was something I had to do because our parents failed him. He said he understood that, but it didn't change how he felt. In the end, Hunter said he needs more time to figure out what he wants. He didn't say it was over for good, but he didn't say he wanted to work things out either. We left things kind of open-ended, which is frustrating because I still don't know where we stand. After that conversation, I went home and just sat in silence for a long time. I kept thinking about what Hunter said about prioritizing Connor. Maybe he's right. Maybe I've been so focused on being there for my brother that I haven't fully been present in my own life or my relationships. But where does that leave me now? Connor's gone, Hunter's unsure, and I'm stuck here trying to figure out what the hell to do next.